can start till I fix it.
We can wait for 1 minute, Alias, if that's. Do you need more than that?
I'm not sure. That's the problem.
Okay, no worries. Anas and everyone, would you like to go ahead first? 36.
Yes, sure.
Thank you, Alias. Yeah.
Anas, maybe you can share your screen.
Sure thing. Sorry, how do I make this bigger?
You click on slideshow
S-
on your right.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So we're going to start this off with a basic introduction, and then we're going to move on to Eliazia because she's the one starting out this entire slide. So a brief introduction of what we're working with. We're working with the digital twins, and the main problem is that how can we utilize the digital twins to manage the traffic black spots in the UAE? My team is Aliazia Suwaid al-Mansouri, Zahra Firas, and me, Anas. An agenda overview doesn't exactly matter. We're just what does matter, however, is that we're working with the Bikal company right now, and our sources include articles and speeches, online videos, and scholarly work. So right now, I'll let Aliazia take the lead.
All right. So before we start, we need to know what is the digital twins. The first thing we did it while we are working on this presentation was looking for digital twins. And what we found, the digital twins is a dynamic virtual copy of a physical or a virtual model, and it's a process of system to introduce us the environment, how it will look and how it will behave. So this digital twin, it help us to understand the real world from the artificial intelligence. Digital twin ingests data and replicates progress so the user can perform outcome and issues in the real world with a low budget. Enough?
Yeah, moving on to the next slide.
Mhm. All right. So after we know about how what is the digital twins, of course, the first thing that will come to our mind, how it will work, how we can implement it in UAE. So after that, we started to look about how digital twins it work, and we found that the digital twins it's work with three components: physical and heuristical and real-time data. So regarding the real-time data, it's always on the advanced level of the digital twins. And regarding to the physical, it's on the basic level. So the digital twins, it's working on the sensors, brain behavior, and a monitor operation. When we are going to active the digital twins, first of all, we need to read about it. And after we read about it, we need to put a real-time data and activate with the sensors, and we can then go to the heuristical data.
All right, so this is my part. I'll be going into how we can actually implement the digital twins in the UAE themselves. Now, first thing off, like my colleague Yazia said, the digital twins when they're bought, they're because they're a product. They come not only virtually, they also come physically. So you actually have to set up towers that capture the data. Of course, digital twins they can capture not only places, they can capture the people and the processes. So in order to capture an actual place, we're going to need towers that operate the entire thing. Now, uh, we're going to tackle now the biggest problem of digital twins. They sound great on paper, but there's a reason why they're not actually implemented everywhere. We can make an educated assumption based off of what we have regarding the digital twins. Now, the in the creation of the digital twins, there was a 50-year gap. Now, why isn't this popularized more? Now, the simple thing is, it's not cheap. It costs well above $1 million. That's without the actual operation costs. Because with our context and the actual problem at hand, we're going to need construction um, engineers, sorry, that can give us the actual data about the places. Because remember, keep in mind that black spots, they happen most commonly next to construction sites. So we're going to need engineers to actually help us gather the physical data, while having coders and development team take care of operating the digital twin. Because the digital twin in of itself, it's not exactly it's not just a button that says, oh, predict the future. No, you're going to need an actual team that can operate the whole thing. What it does is that it's not the same as a simulation. It's not something that can capture a 3D virtual image and just display it virtually, in which you can manipulate. There's a continuous stream of data happening between the virtual and physical counterpart. So with that being said, the cost of the actual digital twin is gonna rise above $1 million. That's without the cost of the development team, construction, and the engineer workers. And the actual implementation, uh, now the deployment of the digital twins uh, will actually present a world problem, in which case they're not actually very friendly for ecosystems, as according to what I've read. Now,
Sorry, so Anas, I've only got the same slide. How we can implement digital twins? Is it meant to be the same slide or?
oh, I'm just providing some contextual information for
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay, sorry, go on.
Okay. So yeah, the actual implementation is going to be very difficult because the um, the cost the cost to profit ratio is not very good. Then investments, they're not exactly going to be not as big as investors would hope for when making that big of an investment. So basically, you have millions of dollars, not that much profit, and there's still risk of failure. And managing traffic, it's not exactly the field anyone would look at in hindsight. There are many more attractive products that don't include that. Now, do we actually have digital twins? We've talked about the costs, we've talked about the risks of failure, but do we actually have it? And the answer is yes, we actually do. But the use of digital twins is not to manage traffic. The use of it is to look at interior designs and architecture. Basically, in Dubai, we know that it's despite its greatness, it's still in development. It's far off from complete, and the the government actually started using digital twins just recently in order to look for designs. Basically, they have data of the past, they have data of the present. Now they just have to predict the future. That's what the digital twins does. And now, so for my explanation, I've cleared everything I needed to say. Now we're moving on to Zahra's part. Zahra?
Yes, so as we learned in ACCT course, the first thing to know our problem is to determine initial state. And what's the initial state? The number of accidents at certain point in the city, most often due to poorly designed roads, and the number of those who caused an accident due to not examining blind spots, reaching 142 accidents. Accidents in general cause the death of 2 people per day. This is the initial state regarding to black spots. But to the digital twins field, there is no using of digital twins in the traffic field. Can you go to the other? But for the obstacle, and there is the next step is to determine the obstacles. So the obstacles that the importance of road in the city can be an obstacle to reform, as closing one of roads to fix it may disrupt more works. And the right people for the job, finding the right specialist and engineer for the job can be difficult, like looking for the good worker for this job. Gap and sorry, can you go to the other slide? Gap and constraint. Oh. Gap and no, the other slide. Yeah.
I believe there's a delay between me and you because I'm on the gaps and constraints.
Oh, okay. So gap and constraint. The digital twins budget and employment could be a gap, and the lack of experience in this field due to the lack of experience with this technology in the field of traffic, it needs to experience and more study. And then the scale. The scale of our problem is to compare the number of accidents before and after existence of this technology, and we have that the difference will be sign. We compare material loss before this technology due to the poor street design, and our goal and so our goal is to connect the digital twins with a solution to reduce the number of accidents caused by black spots in the UAE, and low loss solution, and reduce the number of accidents by at least 30%, repairing streets that are in black spots and poorly designed. Thank you very much.
Right, so I believe that concludes our entire slide. If you have any questions, now would actually be the time to ask them.
Sorry, but I would add something if you allow.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. All right. So to sum up, after all of this research and what we find on this project, we found that us as the researchers with a partner challenge, we can't solve this problem, but at least we can introduce the first steps of solving problem, which is the industrial application. And after we do the industrial application, we can go to the physical assets. And to sum up with everything else, the digital twin, it's an amazing thing that we wish it was implemented in UAE since long years and time. But inshallah, after a few years, next years, we will implement it with you, because company, and with our monitor Raj. If you have any questions, you can start. Thank you.
All right, but it seems as though no one has any questions. Is that safe to assume?
Thank you, Anas. I think I leave it to Raj to. I'm sure Raj might have few thoughts and feedbacks and queries to clarify. So Raj, feel free to go ahead and share your thoughts on this.
Sure. So am I right in saying that the team collaborated using Google Cloud? Is that something you did as remote work?
Google
Yes.
Cloud?
Google Slides, actually.
Google Slides, yeah. Okay, that's good. Was that helpful?
In terms of accessibility, yeah, because we're all sharing the same thing. I can just share one link and they can all operate it, and we can see what's happening.
Okay. So in terms,
yeah.
In terms of that, did you record your time? How much times you met and how many times you did remote? Was there sort of good coordination around that?
No, there was initially there was actually bad communication, but the constant stream of like having meetings, having these having forced to have meetings in lectures, that was very helpful in like starting us off and knowing like who's doing what and when they're doing what. So basically, it was just independent work that we put together at the very end. Only initially we actually communicated on who's doing what. It seems as though my colleague has a comment.
Yes.
Alicia.
So yes. So basically, as my colleague said, we had a problem in communication, but successfully we end up with this presentation. We didn't do actually meetings between us, but we was chatting on WhatsApp, keeping updating on WhatsApp, and even though it was low communication, but what I found that it was really helpful and communicate on WhatsApp, keeping everything on data, and keep some notes on WhatsApp.
Okay, no, that's good. I could see that, at least I think the collaboration sort of came through. I think that was good. So that's part of any sort of work that you do, the collaborative part. I could see that. I mean, I would have put, when you put the group introduction, next time you must pick a leader. All right. So it's whatever process you have internally, there has to be a leader. Someone has to be the project manager or something, right? So you know, give yourselves that. The agenda is not needed. I think when you do a presentation, especially, I think you don't need to put an agenda. No one's going to remember that, right? So whoever idea that was, you can take use of that. And as I said, and then going back to the words, you know, you guys are you know, me, Nabil and Yulia, maybe not Yulia, but me and Nabil are much older. We use static images. You know, if you look at the next phase of presentations, you know, people are going to be wearing VR headsets, or it's going to be AR and VR, right? You even in your presentations now, too many you've got to use the GIFs. I know time might have been, you know, it's not your main thing. Obviously, you're studying, but a dynamic image like a GIF instead of a static image, I think you've got to have that now. Just going forward, that's as a point. Yeah, I mean, little thing. There's one slide on how digital twins work, which which I think was explained very well. But I would have made it just a bit more dynamic. You turn that one slide into 5. So those very brief points that were put on there, you could just split that into 5 very quick slides with the image on each one, and it would be really good. I think the way that you three all took turns in presenting was very good, but you could have just made it that little bit more dynamic on that one. Anas, you were a bit off this week. Last time when you did it, you were very good. I don't, maybe because last time you had a bit of that pressure, maybe, I don't know. Were you over practiced this time? But last week you were more fluid, I think, more alive to it, maybe. I don't know. That's just it doesn't matter. It happens sometimes, but I noticed that.
I think Raj, we are taking everyone's lunchtime and having this milestone meeting. That's
I
the main
see.
issue.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about that.
So
yeah. Yeah, so some of the stuff I think on just the content, again, don't worry too much about this. I think obviously again you're limited for time. When you talk about things like it's expensive or it's it's not cheap, and what you'll realize in the business world is sometimes it depends who you talk to, right? So the digital twin part of it, $1 million or £1 million, whatever, is not that much. Obviously, as someone, even to me as a personal, 1 million is a lot of money. So, but for maybe an enterprise or if you're talking to somebody, it's not a lot. So when you state the figure, just state the figure. Okay, that's important because your personal perception shouldn't come across. And the other thing that no one sort of mentioned was because it's to do with traffic hotspots about the societal benefit. There's no real because you can't really always put a value to that. All right, so that's a bit of a research thing, but don't worry too much about that. That's more of a knowledge thing. But generally, I thought it was good. I think definitely in terms of how you came across, and again, it's not your main thing you're doing. I think the collaboration came across well. You despite last week, Anas, you guys left Anas on his own. I think you collaborated well enough and within those messages, so that did come across.
Thank you, Raj. I think I honestly I can see a massive shift on how the team has put together the slides, and from the first two milestone meetings on the level of design and how simplified and straightforward the slides were. It was great to hear from you guys on your thoughts. And I can see also you're a little more confident on what is the whole idea of digital twins. I'm sure you must have done a lot of takeaways in reading through what it is. It was completely blank early on, like 4 months ago, and now you are at least going away with being aware of this specific area or a technology which is being currently upcoming. So that's a key benefit I see through the project you have solved. And thank you, Raj, for facilitating it. I'm not sure, Yulia, if you want to share any thoughts on this particular team, and then feel free.
Yeah, I want to support your points, Raj and Nabil, what you have shared. And today I want to appreciate that everyone came as one team. I saw that improvement in the slides as well, in the presentation, and thank you. So that's it.
Thank you. So team number 36, since you guys are done, I'm not going to take much time of you. Feel free to drop off the call and move ahead. Have a great break. Enjoy your holidays. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next semester. Hopefully, we are working closely with me and Julia and new partner challenge and new project, but I'm not sure how the teams are going to be allocated. We're still working it during the break, and then we look forward to see you guys in the next semester. You might see massive shift on how the program is going to be. You keep an eye out. It's going to be on forum. It's going to be a course, so it's going to be interesting, like how the partner challenge is going to be more engaging, as well as it's going to be linked to your CC course. And keep an eye out. And there are some massive shifts happening within the program. We look forward for you to work closely and collaboratively through the partner challenge itself. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Have a good
All right,
day.
thank you for having us.
Thank you, Eliasa. Thank you, Anas. Thank you, Zahra.
Thank you very much.
It's
Bye.
been great working on this project with a mentor. It's been good. All right, thank you so much. See you next
Yeah.
semester, I guess.
Thank you, Anas.
Thank you.
Bye. Team number 35, go ahead, guys. Feel free to share your screens, and I hope everyone's ready with the presentation and everything.
Yes.
Perfect.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, hi. In
Okay,
fact,
can
I'm
you
seeing
see
you
the
guys
screen?
all for the first time, by the way. Nice to see you. And now I know who's Elias here, who's Sarah, who's Hamda, and who's Nana. Yeah. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you too. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about our partner challenge company, Bikil, me, and my teammates June, Sarah, Dana, and Hamda have created this presentation to talk about more about our partner challenge company.
What we will go through today is introducing the company vehicle and the challenge question, and introducing what digital twins and black spots, and discuss the initial state, sub-problems, constraint, and the goal state. Also, we will discuss more about the partner challenge.
What is Bikil? Bikil is a company that creates and sells network IP cameras and products. Also, Bikil offer network security.
Our challenge question is: how might be able to use digital twins to manage traffic black spots here in the UAE?
But first, what is digital twins? Digital twins is a virtual representation of a physical object that includes many sensors that produce data about the performance of different aspects of the physical object. Company use digital twins for the virtual development, testing, and monitoring of product and system.
Companies in digital twins industry. When I did some research to find about the companies that use digital twins, I found IBM Corp, Microsoft, Oracle, SAP, CE, SE, and Sophie Ltd.
Now, what are the traffic black spots? The black spot is a risky location or area where certain problems or accidents commonly happen in that place. The first step to improve the road safety is to identify those black spots and spread awareness awareness about them by hanging a clear sign on the way to warn of caution. Black spot can be detected by gathering crash information and finding out what is the reason behind it to find the solution that might reduce it or stop it. However, the ways people use now are not very accurate in detecting the exact length of the black spot, but it's helpful enough.
We have example the Bay Road in downtown, and in Abu Dhabi we have in Karm Road.
Also, it's mostly caused by unexpected sudden turns, hills, twisted roads, and lacking or unclear warning signs.
Our initial state: how many digital twins used to manage traffic black spot in UAE?
We have three sub-problems, which they are: where can we put digital twins to use, and how should we use? How should the digital twin system be programmed? And what is the difficulties in discovering all black spots in a limited time, in a limited amount of time?
The constraint is that we have limited budget and time to use the digital twins and manage all the traffic black spots in the UAE. And we are all unable to use any other applications. Therefore, we only have a small selection of virtual models.
And our goal state is to employ digital twins to control traffic bottleneck in the UAE while saving time and money.
Before finishing, I have some facts for you. That did you know that Bikil partnership with Other companies like Cisco, Panasonic, Datacorp, Pivot, Intel, and Seagate. Thank you for your time.
If you have a question here.
Raj, feel free to share the thoughts and feedback.
Yeah, no, so yeah, obviously you took my advice on the on the dynamic images, so they were very good. I thought
Yes,
they resonated well. So that, sorry.
we added the slide and we changed the pictures and
Yes.
over.
Yeah, so that was very good. I think it does make a big difference, and between the four of you, I think it's good you had short, sharp messages, and you moved on, and then in between. So again, my question is,
After the meeting, we did a Zoom meeting.
right? Okay. And so, did you collaborate more online to prepare for this again, or was it face to face more?
No, it was more online.
Online.
We joined Zoom meetings and we kept on contact on WhatsApp to like when our next meeting to discuss our presentation.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I think that yeah. I mean, sometimes I think the face to face. I mean, obviously we've done everything online, haven't we? So the online presentation, and I was thinking, Nabil, I should have brought 3 or 4 of my colleagues on, just as a sort of just to throw them a little bit, because they're too used to me as well, right? Because they've heard me speak a few times. So a few strangers always helps, doesn't it? So no, I think on the way that the collaboration come across, that's good. Definitely, I think obviously if you've done it online, that came across. So the presentation side of it, I think was, yeah, you were pretty much spot on, and you understand the dynamic part. You know, if you need to keep an audience awake and sort of interested, that's important. I suppose you know, because we weren't looking for an end solution. You didn't go too much into the facts and figures in terms of that. Again, that takes a lot of time. I understand that. I think the use of the other companies, you know, this is what the other big companies are doing. That's important. One of the things that again the other group sort of missed is the societal benefit. The whole point of the solution was, could it benefit society, right? So when you look when you try to target your presentation to somebody, you know, what the actual agenda or the title is about, that's what it's got to be attuned to. So while you mentioned the private companies, which was good, you could have mentioned, oh, you know, in so and so city, they did this and this is how it saved it, if there, you know, case exists, or we looked up to see how many less accidents there could have been in another city, but no one's using it at the moment. So just bear that in mind. The commercial or the companies are always good, but you know, if there's a societal part of it, that's going to be better to listen to for the end users. But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was good otherwise.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raj, for your feedback. I think it was great. By the way, team number 35 on your presentation. In fact, I didn't see from previous one to this one was complete transformation in terms of the slides in itself.
Definitely.
And
Yes.
first of all, thank you so much for considering your time for today and showcasing this presentation. I hope it was a great experience in terms of how you work closely in solving this partner challenge project. We want to make sure you're building on these skills and becoming even better at the next semester itself. I'm sure you must have picked up a lot of key skills, which is essential, like not for now, but also like forever in your work experiences. And uh, I know there are like some difficulties in terms of meeting and with your busy schedules and everything. But this is why me and Julie are also like continuously there to support you guys and continuously chasing you guys in terms of making sure you're there achieving all your objectives so far throughout the semester. Apart from that, great job on the team presentations, on how you guys closely, there was a good dynamics between everyone who was sharing their specific slides. And thank you so much. That's it. Julia, would you like to share something?
I will agree with all the points, I would say, and I
I
would like
always
to
thought,
stress
yeah,
this.
sorry, Yulia. We always finish and then left. We don't give you much to tell, you know. So yeah.
True. So I want to support one point, especially highlight that Raj brought up about the dynamic pictures. It really, you know, it drives the attention to the presentation, and also applying the feedback. It's really impressive to see, and it's great to see. And on top of that, the transformation of your speech, of presentation from the first meeting until today, I can see that improved. And yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
job.
so much. It
Thank
was
you.
really
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you.
meeting with guys.
I see
That's
like
it.
Aliasia and Dana, the active ones of the team. It's good. I'm happy that you guys are having this
No,
engagement. Is
we're all active. Out of the
Hamza,
weather.